Hey everybody, how is everybody doing? Welcome to Jill's Creative Side. Thank you for joining me. If you are catching this live, comment, let me know you're on. If you're catching this on a replay, hashtag replay, so it bumps my video up. If you're catching this on YouTube and you like the video and subscribe to my channel where I do crafts, DIYs, fashion, jewelry, fingernails, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, let's get started. I wanted to show you guys today the Magnolia Craft Club box that I told you about. It's like a subscription box that comes out once a month. It's brand new from Magnolia. I will put my link in the comments below if you're interested in that. You can check it out. But it comes once a month. You can cancel when you would like. You do have to sign up for 3 months and then you can cancel if you would like, but I don't think you're going to want to cancel. So every month this is going to come out. Here is the box. I'm going to cover up my address and I'm going to open. I've opened it, but I have not taken everything out. So this is what it's going to look like when you get it. By the way, I'm Jill. Thank you for being in Jill's Creative Side. So let's get started. So inside the box, you're going to have this little bag of goodies, and it's also going to have instructions on how to complete the project. It's got step-by-step pictures and instructions on how to complete it, or you can just do it your own way, which is kind of what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wing it my own way. And it comes with a stencil, which is the best part. These are reusable mesh stencils. This is what's in the October box. It is fall and Halloween. So this is what we're going to be doing, and I already have some of the stencils and I have them already cut, so we're going to use the ones that I have, which are the same. So I just have them, these lines in the square, they're like cut lines where you cut them with your scissors, and these are reusable. So before you take them off, the backing, write on the backing either back or what they are, so you can stick them on there the correct way, because if you put them on there wrong, it will ruin your stencil. So these are so cute, and I can't wait to start doing some Christmas ones, but it's starting to finally feel like fall up here on the mountain. It's so beautiful today. It's cool. The bucks are starting to show up. I got a pot of chili cooking. It's just awesome. I love it. So these are some of the stencils, and yeah, I've used them, and they may stain, but they're still good as long as you wash them. Yeah, I have a tub of water here that I just put my stencils in until the end, and then I'll go wash them all off. But you just rinse them off with water, and then you lay them to dry, face down, the sticky side up. And then when they dry, you put the backing on it, and they're good to go again the next time. So it's super, super cool. It has completely changed the way I craft, because these are a game changer. When you use these stencils, because it has the mesh in there, it cuts down on the bleeding. Your paint doesn't get under the stencils. It saves money. I was I was cutting my stencils on the Cricut. So I was buying the stencil material. I was buying the transfer tape. And you only use those once. You have to throw them away after you use them once. So this is a game changer, and saves a ton of money. So what I use with these is chalk paste from Magnolia Design Co. And I will put the link below in the comments. But they have chalk paste in these little jars, and they also have ink. And the ink you can use on fabric or like china or glass. You just have to put it in the oven. But anyway, it's permanent once you heat seal the ink with either an iron, a heat press, or the oven. And then the chalk paste is not permanent, but as long as it's not going to get wet, it's fine. So let's open this up and see what else we have in here. So I was so excited to get this and come live and show you guys. And we're going to do this project together. So it comes with 2 packs of chalk paste, sample packs. And it's orange tiger and coal black. So you get 2 packs of chalk paste. And I'm going to tell you, a jar of the chalk paste will last a long, long time. And so these little packs should last a good long time. So, and they're, I don't think you can reseal them, but if you can cover them up somehow, maybe put them in a Ziploc bag to keep them, that should work. Or you may use them all. It's just up to you. You can make this project your own. And it comes with a little wooden ornament disc. And they do sell these on Magnolia in the packs of 10 or 12. I'm not sure how many comes in a pack. But, so you get one wood round with a little jute string. And they also give you a squeegee, or I call them squeegees. I guess that's what they're called. But these things will last a long time. And they have a bigger one that I just cut and made smaller ones. Like they have this big one, and I cut it into 3s to make smaller ones. So I have all kinds of different sizes that I can use. And then it comes with all this jute cord and beads. These beads. It comes with a ton of orange and just like the natural color beads. I hope you can see this good. Hopefully the lighting's good enough. So there's the beads. And it comes with right many of them. As you can see, it comes with a lot of the beads. So let's get started. I'm going to put the beads back in the bag for right now until we're ready to use them. But I'm also going to do a couple other projects with y'all using the stencils that I made on the Ikonart Stencil Kit, which I talk about a lot. And that is also a game changer for me. These are the stencils, just like Magnolia stencils, but these you can put your own design and make your own stencils with the Ikonart system. It is amazing. So I'm going to be using some that I have already made and used, but I'm going to reuse them because they are also reusable. I'll be making some ornaments with you guys on some wood ornament shaped ornaments, and then I bought some tags at Hobby Lobby. They look like little gift tags. I want to decorate these for Christmas, and I painted them with white home decor chalk paste that I got. It's folk art. I bought this at Joann Fabric. I can put that link below in the comments as well, but this is white Adirondack, the color. So that I just went ahead and painted these earlier today so that we would not have to wait on them to dry. So those are going to become later. Also, if you are catching this on live, comment, let me know you're on. And if you're catching this on a replay, hashtag replay, so it bumps my video up. So anyway, I know that a lot of you are probably still working. I get off at 3:30, so I wanted to hop on and do this. It's the best time for me to do it. If you're not able to catch this live, it's perfectly fine. You can always replay it over and over and over again, however many times you want. You can catch it on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my presence there on YouTube, so it would help me a ton if you would subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. So I think that what we can do is we can do Halloween on one side and fall on the other side. I'm going to cut this jute string off because I'm going to change that. We're going to put the beads at the top, and it's kind of going to be just like a little, I don't know. It's not really an ornament because there's no fall tree to hang it on, but it's just kind of like a sit around, a pretty little decoration. But so let's do, I'm going to do pumpkin everything on one side. And I'm just cutting this on the cut line. And then I'm going to write on the back of it. Let me get my pen. I'm going to write on the back of it what it is. And so I'll be able to know what side to put it back on. Because if you put it on the wrong side, it's going to ruin your stencil. We don't want that. So anytime you're putting this on a surface that's not fabric, you need to fuzz the green stencils. You don't need to fuzz the ones that you make from Ikonart. Only the ones from Magnolia. And you can use a microfiber towel. You can use a pair of your shirt, your jeans, whatever, to fuzz them. And that just makes it where it doesn't, like if you had paint on this, it won't peel up the paint so bad. Because it's really sticky when you first use them. So you want to get some of the stickiness off so that it doesn't stick so hard on the surface that it pulls up any paint or anything like that. And you want to make it easy to get to remove it after you have paint on there, because you don't want to mess up the design. Hey partner, yay, you're actually on live. I'm so happy. Oh, I have some news for you that you're probably gonna upset you, but I heard yesterday that there's probably gonna be a turkey shortage for Thanksgiving. I told Wayne, I said, oh no, Marcy's gonna be so upset. We are spending Thanksgiving with our fishing partners this year down in Oregon Inlet, and we're so excited to do that. So that's going to be special. I'll miss my family, but they're also our fishing family, so I'll be with the other part of my family. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the little round, and this is the pumpkin everything. So I'm going to line it up with the hole that's in the wood, and I know my light's making it look a little bit weird, but I'm going to try to get it as straight as I can on here. If it's gonna fit. It is gonna fit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the chalk paste, and on using these stencils, you really want to use chalk paste. You don't want to use acrylic paint because it will probably bleed. It's not thick enough to use with these stencils. So there's that. All right, I think I have this pretty straight. So I'm just pushing it down, and we're just gonna push the paint through the mesh that's on the stencil. So that's what it looks like. So we're gonna use orange. This is Orange Tiger, and that is what came in the craft box, was a pack of Orange Tiger and a pack of Coal Black. So, and I'm just gonna use mine. I don't wanna open the pack, since I already have this open. And also for the chalk paste, if you, every time you use it, if you will spritz a little bit of distilled water in there, I usually do 2 pumps in there, it keeps it from getting dry, because you don't want your chalk paste to get dry, because it tries to go back to chalk form, so it will dry out. But a couple squirts of the distilled water makes a world of difference. And you don't have to use much of this at all. It goes a long ways. So here, I'm going to use the little squeegee that I had cut. This is what comes in the kit. This squeegee comes in the craft box. It's a good deal for $19.99. I mean, the stencils alone are worth that. So it's a pretty good deal. All right, so this is all of the chalk paste that I'm putting on here. And that will probably do the whole thing. We'll see. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And you just rubbing it on. You don't have to put a lot of pressure, because if you put too much pressure, you can push it underneath the mesh, and then it'll bleed. And you don't want that. And you don't want to keep going over and over and over it as much as you might want to. Don't do it. It's much better if you don't. And so I'm just going over it, and and whatever you don't use, I just put right back in the container. And I'm just getting any excess off, putting it right back in there. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. And so you can lift the stencil, and if it looks like you missed a spot, you can lay it right back down and go over it again. That's what is so amazing about these stencils. And everything is so crisp. All right, so I'm gonna take this and put it in my water face down and let it sit in that water, because you don't want the chalk paste to dry on it and ruin your stencil. So that's why I'm putting it in the water until I can go wash it out. So this is so cute. Okay, so there's that. Now I want to do the back part with something Halloween. Maybe the boo. for Halloween on the back part, but this needs to dry for a minute. So what I'm gonna do is work on the little beads while that dries for a few minutes. It doesn't take long for it to dry. So I'm gonna use this jute that came with the kit. And we're gonna make the little tassel with the beads. That's like the best part. And you can pretty much do this however you want to do it. You know, it comes with instructions, but you can do it however you want. You don't have to follow the instructions. So, I don't know how long we're gonna make this. All right, we're gonna go with that. It's probably too long, but we can go back and cut it. So what I'm gonna do is take both ends and go through the little hole in the wood piece. And I'm gonna try not to mess up the paint I just did. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is take this and go through the loop like that. And so that's what you have. This is way too long, but we're gonna leave it like that for now. You'd rather have it too long than not long enough. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna string the beads on this and then make a tassel at the end. And then by then, the other side will be, this will be dry enough to do the other side. And then we can do a Christmas one, because I am all in Christmas mode. Okay, you guys, 66 days till Christmas. Just saying. All right, so, and I got paint on the end of that, so I'm gonna cut that off. All right, so I'm gonna take the beads and go through both strands, and I'm just gonna string the beads just like that. I think I'll do 2 orange, and I'm winging it. I'm just gonna figure it out as I go. That's the great thing about crafting. It's very therapeutic for me. I love it. And if you know me, you probably know that I do sell Color Street nails and Plunder jewelry. I'm a stylist for Plunder and I'm a stylist for Color Street. So they just released the Christmas nails today, or the holiday nails. They're not all Christmas. And they're amazing. And they're still available on the website. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll shoot you my link. But I'm so excited for Christmas. So one of my strings is not going through. What in the world? And don't worry, if you get the chalk paste on you, it does wash right off. Okay, we're gonna cut this again because it's unraveling. Maybe try a different bead. There we go. Much better. Now I'm gonna do a natural. So we got 2 beads so far. And we're gonna go with the natural color, or the neutral. I hope you guys enjoy these little DIYs as much as I do. It's just very relaxing for me, and I've been inspired by so many crafters that I thought, you know what, if I could just inspire one person, that would be amazing. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and if you make a craft or you're into crafts, I would love to see what you're making. Just post it in the group. I would love it to see it. This jute string, you know, they make a waxed jute, I think they call it. I'm not sure if it's called waxed. It's called, or hemp, I don't know, but it doesn't unravel like this jute cord does. It's kind of challenging getting it through the beads. But we'll get it. We may end up with a short string if I keep cutting it. Let's do one at a time. Wonder if I taped it. Are y'all liking this cooler weather? I'm always cold, but I am so ready for fall because it's been so hot. And my dogs are loving it. Loving it, loving it. Oh, that works much better. So I just put a piece of tape on the end of there so it would stop unraveling. So let's do, we'll do one natural color and then we'll go back to the orange. Because I really like the orange beads. And then we're going to make a tassel for the very end. Okay, so far we have this. And I'm going to end it with 2 orange beads. And then we'll make the tassel and then we'll paint the other side. And then we'll move on to Christmas. 66 days, y'all. I can help you with your Christmas shopping if you need it. I'm like a one-stop shop. Okay, so there we have the beads. And I'm just going to tie a knot at the end. Like that. And now I'm going to make the tassel. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap the jute around a bunch of time. They gave you a ton of that in this kit. It's a ton of jute. This stuff sheds like crazy. So I'm going to make, I'm just going to go in a circle and I'm just going to keep winding it around until I get a bunch on there and make a really big, thick tassel. If I had thought about it, I would have cut a piece of cardboard and wrapped it around there. But this will work. I don't know, I don't think it's... I've always got plunder box. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it around this, just so I make sure it's even around the cardboard a bunch of times. And that's just going to make sure it's even. When we cut it, it's not a bunch of different lengths. So, are y'all fall fans or do you rather have summer? I love summertime, but I really like fall. I like the leaves changing. It's just so pretty. And last night we had a really nice buck up here in the yard. And I took some, hopefully the pictures come out. So he was posing for me, as my sister said. She says they all pose for me. He was standing still and he didn't move, like he was like frozen in this one spot. I couldn't believe he stood there that long. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay this down and I'm gonna tie a piece around it in the middle. I hope you guys can see good. So we're just going to tie it in the middle. I'm going to try to get it in the middle, not uneven, hopefully. All right, so we're just going to tie that in the center. Like this. And then I'm going to cut through the hoops. On both sides. Okay, so there's that. So now I'm going to fold it down like this, and I'm going to tie a piece around the top. To make a tassel. It's going to be like a tiny tassel, but that's all right. Okay, so there's our little, and it is uneven because that's just how I am. So I'll go back and trim those up once we get done. And then we will attach this. Hopefully I can get that right through the center. Hopefully. That tape on the end of there was the ticket. Well, that may or may not work. There it comes. And that may not be. Let me take the tape off of there and we'll tie it. Almost cut it too short. Just going to tie it in a knot, and then we're going to trim it up. Cut these pieces off. And this is probably going to go to my niece Nevaeh. So there's what we have so far. It doesn't look that great, but we're going to fix it. Now I'm going to wrap this jute around there. Put my handy dandy little finger protector on there because I'm going to use a hot glue gun. And I just have the Surebonder. It's cordless, but it sits on like a recharging stand that keeps it hot. So I'm just going to lay that down right there. And then I'm going to wrap this around it. And then I'm going to glue that down. I think I made the tassels too thick, but that's all right. So I'm going to trim these up. So this is what we have now. We have the little tassel hanging on there, and then I'm going to trim it up, and then we're going to paint the other side. And then we're going to move on to Christmas. And I may take that tassel off and redo it because it looks kind of funny. But, so that's what we have so far. Now I'm going to do the other side, Halloween. And then I'm probably going to give this to Nevaeh, my niece. She loves Halloween. All right, so I'm going to write on the back of the stencil because I have not used this one before what it is, so I know to put it back on there the correct way. And I'm going to fuzz it to take some of the sticky out of it. So I'm just putting it on this cloth that takes some of the sticky off, because you don't want it sticking too much on a surface like this because it can mess your design up. But if you're using it on fabric, then you don't need to fuzz it because you're putting it on fabric anyways. And these stencils are amazing. So these are Magnolia Design Co. stencils. And then the ones I'm going to use for the Christmas ones are the ones that I made on the Ikonart, which is an amazing tool that I found. I don't know how I've gone this long without it. So we're going to use two different colors on this one. I'm going to use black and orange on this one. So I'll show you how to use the different colors. And that's kind of cool that you can do that. And I mean, this comes right up. You can reposition it It's amazing. And if you lift it up and you see that you've missed a spot, you can lay it right back down and go right back over and it won't mess it up. That is a game changer. I don't know how, I only just found out about them. But anyway, all right, so we're gonna do the orange pumpkins, and I'm gonna do the bee and the underline of the pumpkins black. So I'm gonna do the little pumpkins orange, the bee and the little lines under the pumpkins black. And you don't need much at all. That's about all I'm putting on there. And so I'm going to go over the pumpkins, and I'm gonna try not to get it on the other area where I want to do black, but and you can, like if you're doing a project and you'd rather not use two colors at the same time like I'm doing here, you can also let it dry and then lay the stencil over it and go back over the other color. But it's just as easy to do it this way. You just have to be careful. All right. So there's the pumpkins. Now I'm going to use the black. And I'm going to squirt some water in this because I'm pretty much done with the orange. So I just squirt the water in there and then just put the lid right on there. And then when I go to use it again, it will not be dried up. Black, black, black. Did I not get the black out? Alright, so I'm going to take a little stir stick and stir it up. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to get another squeegee because I don't want to, well, I could use the same one. I just wash it off. Just going to rinse it off, wipe off the orange. And I have a tub of water over here that I'm throwing the stencils in, and I can use that to get the paint off of the little squeegee, and then I can reuse it on the black. So it's not going to take much at all. That's all the black I'm putting on there. Okay, so let's go do the bee first. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just going over the bee. There are so many things you can do with these stencils. It's amazing. I could do this all day long. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it up a little bit and see if I need to go over it anymore, but that's what we have right now. So let's see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. Yes. So I'm gonna put that stencil in the water so that the paint doesn't dry on it. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. That's what we have for that side. So we have Boo on that side and pumpkin everything on this side. So there we have a completed project. Now you can do the beads and the ends however you want to do it. It's really up to you. If you get these craft boxes, I would love to see what you come up with. I love to see what other people are making, get inspiration from that. So if you're making crafts, I would love to see what you're making. All right, so we're done with Halloween and Thanksgiving, or fall. All right, I just sprayed a couple spritzes in there. And the chalk paste has a black lid, and the ink has a white lid. So I'm going to have to use red ink because I don't have any red chalk paste. I don't know how I didn't get red chalk paste, but I didn't, so that's all right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I bought these little tags at Hobby Lobby. And they can be ornaments or they can be gift tags. It's wood, pieces, thin wood, and I painted them with white chalk paste earlier, so they would be dry by the time we did this. And I also have these little ornament shapes that I found at the Dollar Tree, and they were just wood, thin wood, and I just painted them white. And then we're gonna decorate these up for Christmas with these stencils that I made on the Ikonart system, which is a game changer. So I made these on the Ikonart, and so I think I'm going to use, definitely using the Merry Christmas truck. And it looks rough because you can reuse these, but even though the paint stains it, it's still good. As long as you don't leave any dried paint in where the mesh is, they're still good to go. So I'm going to put this, and I think I'm going to be using red and green on this one. I want to mix it because I want to see what that looks like. And there was a piece of the brush I used to put the paint on was like the bristles were coming off. I don't know if I can get that. I'm not going to mess it up. All right, so let's do this one. I hope you guys can see. We're going to use the Merry Christmas truck, and I don't need to fuzz these because these are the Ikonart stencils. They're different. And I did write on the back what it is so I know which side to put these on. So, and these are reusable, the same as the Magnolia. So I'm going to put this right on here. And when I was at Walmart a couple weeks ago, they had some wood bead garland, and I want to use some of the beads for the tie at the top on these ornaments to hang on the tree. But look what came on these beads, these little moose. These are adorable. I don't know what I'm going to use them on yet. Definitely going to use them. And then they had the black and the white beads. It has a family ornament. Of course, I'm going to disassemble that. And then they had the red and the white. I think these came from Hobby Lobby. I really like the wood beads, so I think it gives it a really pretty look. All right, so I'm going to use red and I'm going to use green. It's called Magnolia green chalk paste, and I don't know, maybe I should use the darker green for the tree. No, I'm going to stick with this. And then I'm using the ruby red Magnolia ink. You can use it on any surface, but you can make it permanent on fabric and certain types of glass. This is Magnolia ink on this shirt, and I used the Ikonart to make the stencil. I did not make this design. I purchased, or I believe I purchased it from Design Bundles. I'm not sure. So it's not my design, but I put it on the, I made the stencil using my Ikonart. So it's not my design, but that's okay. I love it. It's cute. I do say so myself. So I used the Magnolia ink on the shirt. And once you heat set it, it's permanent. All right, so here's the red, and then here's the green. So I'm going to do the truck red and the tree green, and that's going to be, hopefully I can do it without messing it up. Hopefully. I'm going to put a little bit of distilled water in this because it's a little bit dry, but it should moisten right back up. And they say not to use tap water, to use distilled water. I'm not sure why, but they say to do that, so that's what I'm doing because I don't want to ruin my ink or my paste. All right, so I'm going to use one of these brushes. These are like little squeegee brushes that gets in these small spaces because I don't want to mess that up. I'm going to try that with because I want to do the tree green and the truck red. So I don't want to get it messed up. So I'm going to use one of these to get the tree done. I think I'm going to do the tree first so I don't mess it up. So I'm just going to get a little bit of green on the end of and this is just like a squeegee, or it's just like this. I call them squeegees. I'm not really sure what they're called, what the real name is, but I call them a squeegee, and that's what this is. And so I'm just going to do the tree, and hopefully I'm not gonna get it on the truck. And there's some clumps of green. And I'm not using a whole lot of ink or paste because I really don't want a whole lot on there and get it on the truck. Hopefully this is going to look good. Hopefully. So these things work really good for those tight little spots. All right, so now I'm going to do the truck with the red. And this is the ink, and that's all I'm using for that. And this little squeegee thing, it might be too big to be using because I want to do, well, I'm going to do the Christmas word in green and the Merry in red. And I just got a little bit of red on one of the letters, but that's okay. And I'm going to use this because I don't want to mess up the tree. So I'm going to take a little bit of the red and put it on here, just a little, and try to get this little tight spaces. And I'm doing this without my glasses, so the Lord only knows what it's going to look like. Hopefully it's going to turn out. If it has a little bit of red in the green, it is not the end of the world. And I'm just making sure there's not any clumps. Okay. Rinse that off. And then we're going to do the Christmas in green. Okay, I'm just going to put the red back in the container. That's the good thing about these. You can just put what you don't use right back in the container and you don't have any waste. That is awesome. And you see how little paint you use. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, do I have another little one? I am so glad the weather cooled off. It is beautiful up here today. I walked at lunch today. It was so pretty up here. Okay, so I'm putting the green on there and we're going to go over the Christmas part. That's what we have so far. And this is, since this green is chalk paste, if I get it on the wood, I can wipe it with like a baby wipe, and it should come off if I was to get it on the wood part where I'm not painting, because it will wipe right off. It's quite amazing. All right, let's look and see what this looks like. This is my favorite part. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. What do y'all think? I could never do this with a stencil that I cut on the Cricut. There's no way. Because number one, you have to weed it. And then it's hard to get those little intricate, like on the tree part. So there's that one. Yay, it turned out so cute. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry, and then let's do one of these tags. I'm not sure which way to do the tag, whether I should do it sideways. I guess I should. And we can use it as like a Christmas, you could jazz up your little Christmas gift that you wrap with a tag like this. That would be really pretty, but this one's not gonna fit. That one will. Let's see what the deer looks like. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna do the deer. Merry Christmas, because I'm all about that deer. Okay, and I think I'm gonna do that in green. I don't know, maybe I should do the red. What do y'all think? Red or green? Okay, so I think red would be more festive. And I'm just centering it up on here. I hope you guys can see good. Okay. So that's what we have right now. And I think I am going to do red because I think that's just festive. And that's all I'm putting on there. And I'm just going to go over it. And you don't have to apply much pressure at all. And the less you go over it, the better, because you take a chance on it running underneath the mesh if you keep going over it. So what I have left, I'm going to rake right back in the jar. Yes. That is the best part. How cute is that? Can you imagine getting a Christmas gift with a tag like that on there? And then you can take it and use it as an ornament later. So it's like you're giving them two gifts. Okay, so we'll do this one. We could do, I had a big one that I painted. I bought these rounds at Hobby Lobby. I think it was Hobby Lobby, and they're pretty thin. They're not like the rounds that I've been using. But I painted it with the Adirondack white chalk paste. And I thought, this is a stencil I made on the Ikonart. I thought about putting it on here and making a small door hanger. Like you could hang it on your bathroom door or whatever and put like a pretty little bow. This one's probably too big, but this is one that I had made. That's too big, but we could cut it and make it fit. So we could do that. I don't know, that doesn't look that great. Let's not do this one. I don't like the way the wood turned out. All right, so let's make something on this one. What do we want? Do we want to do a paw print? Yes. And we can do the paw print in, we could do the paw print in black and use the black and white beads. That's a good idea. All right, so I'm gonna put this ink up. I'm gonna put a couple squirts in it. And then we'll be done. I don't want to keep you guys all night. And the ink you don't need to spray any water in because it doesn't have the chalk in it like the chalk paste. So we'll do one more and then we will be done. And I will put the beads on these and post pictures of them later. The paw print is so cute. And I'm going to do that in black. So let's get the black out. So has anybody put their tree up yet? We don't put ours up until like a couple weeks before Christmas, but there's some people that do put their tree up pretty early. And this is, I think this is the new formula chalk paste that they came out with at Magnolia. So I'm just going to use that much black. And I'm just going to put it right on here. And you don't have to go, like you can go all different directions. You don't have to go in one specific direction. Okay. Just want to get all the excess off. And this is what it looks like. Let's take this off. The best part. So there we have it. How cute is that? So easy and simple. And I mean, I just think that handmade gifts are better than store-bought. And this year, everything is, there's like a shortage on everything. So, okay, so that's it for today. I will put the beads on some ribbon once these dry, and then I'll post pictures of them after I get done. So these should be super cute ornaments. And then we did the craft club. So if you have questions about the craft club, you're interested, let me know. I'll post the link to Magnolia below and all the other links. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's craft. I'm gonna try to do another craft or DIY later in the week. I hope you had fun. And I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you guys for being here. And I will talk to you guys soon. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Take care.